Welcome back to the Unanimous Decision Podcast. I am your host, D-Palm. Follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky at DPalm66. Follow the entire network everywhere you can at the MTR Network. You found us. Don't you dare lose us. Subscribe on iTunes. Subscribe on Spotify. Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe everywhere you get your podcast for free, $99. This podcast and everything else I appear on is brought to you by DanielPalmerMortgages.com. If you can afford your rent, you can afford a mortgage. It's my job to help you qualify. Also, just recorded a new episode of Life, Love, and Real Estate. We took some listener, viewer questions, knocked out some of those first steps you should make towards home buying. Make sure you check out myself and LaCressa over at Life, Love, and Real Estate on Spotify and on YouTube. But you didn't come here for that. You came here for sports. Today's Friday. What up, Felder?
Bro, if you're scared, if you are scared, go to church or get a dog. If you're scared, go to church. If you're scared, get a dog. And I'm not talking about like no small dog. I'm not talking about a teacup. I'm talking about you better go out there and get yourself a Doberman Pinscher. Because I can tell you what, that's not going to keep. Listen, don't be no porch puppy.
I had a Rottweiler from every year. I've had my Rottweiler since I graduated college.
Yes, I know.
The first year of COVID, and we've got this little mutt lab, border collie mix. He's a great dog, love him, but it's about time for me to get a real dog again. And the deal is, once we stop having to change the baby's diapers, I can get a puppy.
There you go.
And so it's not gonna be no like I'm gonna have to. Because the dog we have now, that's a pound dog. That's a rescue. We got him as a puppy. I'm proud of what we did to give.
Sure.
I'm about to drop three racks on a fucking Rottweiler, like a purebred Rottweiler. I'm about to.
Yeah, get one out there.
I'm about to. Look, I'm sorry. It's just I am.
Who the fuck are you?
I'm a dog snob, and
no, I'm not saying that to you. I'm saying
I'm talking to listeners. You good? I'm a dog snob, and that's what's going to happen. And I miss my Rottweiler. I love my Rottweiler. I love my dog I have now, but I'm very excited to get back in the world of having a big dog because I'm not scared. I'm not going to church, but I will have a dog. Felder, it's Friday. You got a free space.
I'm not getting a dog. I'm not, because I ain't, listen, I ain't never, I'm like T.I., dog. I ain't never been scared.
It's not about fear. I like having a dog, man. I like
you like having a dog.
Yeah,
I get it.
I'm a dog guy.
You're a dog guy.
I used to roll up to places and they'd be like, "Oh, can we get a ride?" I'm like, "Yeah, you ride in the back. The dog's in the front."
Yeah,
a dog rides shotgun. You ride in the back.
I like. You know what I like? I like fishing for bluegill. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, you know what? You know, it'd be tight as hell if we went fishing together.
I would love that.
You got a tackle box?
Yeah.
Oh, me too.
You know what? It'd be fun. Y'all gonna come down for a weekend? We'll take you fishing. We'll go skeet shooting. We'll take Savannah skeet shooting. That's fine. You only get better to learn. Only get better to practice.
Well, I'm 40, so I don't think I'm going to get better.
You practice?
I don't think I'm going to get better.
The first time we went skeet shooting, I took Susan skeet shooting. She was like, wait. You just bought 50 shotgun shells at this Walmart. I was like, yeah. She goes, no one asked for ID? No, I'm like, you're right. No, I didn't.
Of course not. Why would they?
We went to the shooting range, and she's
the
like,
shells don't shoot themselves.
We went to the shooting range, and Susan goes, do I need my purse? I go, for what? I'll pay for it. She goes, do I need to show my ID? I go, for what? This is America.
Like, what? Huh?
We just shoot guns here. It's America, dog.
Bro,
what's on your mind? What's on your heart, Felder?
You step on the thing, it shoots it out, and then you're like, can I get it? That's it.
Nothing but clay dust, baby. Clay dust.
What's on my mind? Oh, man.
Hey, full disclosure, we just did It's Felder's show. Go check it out. He got a lot of stuff that I know was on his chest, off his chest, in that area, in that space. But I do want to follow up. How was Career Day?
Career Day was fantastic.
Yeah?
Yeah, man. Career Day, I had 2 career days in the same weekend, actually. I had Career Day at my daughter's school, and at Career Day at my kid's school, I didn't get to do what I wanted to do, which was try to make them make a video.
The full game plan, yeah.
The full game plan. Because it was happening, it was cycling so fast.
Gotcha.
But I did get to show them, camera and lights, and show them like the plan and all this stuff. And then I I'm gonna go on a limb and say 6 kids. It's probably more than that, but that were like, oh God, you wore makeup? Oh my God. And I was like, and then I'd turn the lights on. And it's one light.
Right.
Turn the lights on, and they were like, I can't see anything. And I was like,
yeah,
so
kid.
that's why you have to wear makeup. Because it gets hot and you sweat, but also you look terrible, and we can see all your terrible pores. Because guess what? You're in 5th grade. You're in 5th grade.
HD is not everyone's friend.
It's not at all. And you're in 5th grade, and you're starting puberty. You know what you look like? Trash.
Garbage.
You know what you need? Makeup. What'd you say? Coraggio?
Garbaggio.
Oh, I thought you said Coraggio, which is Steven Seagal from one of his movies. Not Exit Wounds, but one of them.
Steven Seagal knowledge. That's
Coraggio.
Hey man, did you stay up and watch the Pacers game last night?
I did. Jesus. The fuck are they doing?
I said this shit on Monday with Nada.
What are they doing?
The only thing funnier than a sad Knicks fan is a sad Knicks fan who had expectations. Yeah. And buddy, last night was Christmas for me. Oh, buddy. I got a little under the weather because my baby's a petri dish. Shout out to toddlers. And so I had fallen asleep a little bit in the third quarter. I woke up just in time for them to be up like 14 with like 2 minutes left. All right, so it's a wrap.
Done.
I'm going to watch these last 2 minutes and go to bed. Nope. Wrong again. Jalen Brunson, you too small, baby. Tyrese Halliburton. My question for you now is, who going to check Tyrese Halliburton's daddy? Who going to check him?
No
what
one.
You going to say to him?
What can you say to him? What can you say to him? But like, it's watching that game, and I do, and this is something I wrote this down because I did want to say this. I've been watching it with my wife. Hang on, let me show you, because this is something that we had to have a conversation about.
Okay.
She was like, why are they doing the jump ball here and not here? And why are they doing it here and not here?
Yeah.
And I was like, they do the jump ball and so I had to explain to my wife, corner, elbow, top of the key, mid-court. She's like, that wasn't a thing when I played basketball. And I was like, it was a thing. Y'all just didn't use it.
Right. It just wasn't enforced at your level.
She's like, what do you mean the corner? I was like, the corner.
The corner. It's just court to rectangle.
The corner.
The corner.
Get down there. And then she was like, well, how do they know? And I was like, they run an offense. And this is not me. This is not a knock on my wife, just for the record. This is not a knock on my wife. I'm not disrespecting her.
That is very interesting for discussing sports. We're going to get back to the game in a second, because if I have a chance to dunk on the fucking Knicks, I will dunk on the fucking Knicks. However, the barrier for entry at these sports to understanding them is so much different. Like football, the barrier for entry is pretty fucking high.
That's what I was going to say. If you had to label the barrier for entry, I think soccer is the easiest.
Soccer and basketball are the easiest. Ball net, go get it done.
I don't think based on what I just learned, I think basketball is lower than baseball.
Really?
Yes, I think it goes soccer, baseball, basketball, and then I think football is like all the way at the top.
As far as the hardest to
the hardest.
Yeah.
So let me do it. Hang on, because I know you want to clip this out. So here's what I'm gonna do. The barrier to entry for sports, I think that track, swim are at the bottom.
Anything that's a race where it's gonna be like, hey, who's faster? Yeah.
Go fast. Then I would put in soccer. Then I would put in basketball.
Okay, quick caveat. Is hockey just soccer on ice?
I think, yes. Hockey's soccer on ice. Right. They have icing. They have offsides. It's the same thing. Then I would put in basketball. My wife didn't know that they ran plays.
Because if you're casually watching it, like people who say they don't play defense in the NBA, and I'm like, you're an idiot because the defense is so good that the offense it highlights how good the offense is. But yes, you're 100% right.
And then I think football is like, yeah, let's go.
It's this huge barrier because I think it keeps people, and I think that's part of the reason why we see kind of the hot takey culture around sports is because people don't want to understand or they don't want to feel stupid. But if I'm trying to explain,
that's the point. People don't want to feel stupid.
If I'm trying to explain a duo concept to someone or a power concept to someone, it's very easy to lose them and make them feel stupid. Did I put that post up like 3 weeks ago? It's a trap. Like the little drawing. It's a Star Wars. It's a Star Wars and a football joke. It's one of my favorite jokes. And a number of people were like, "Oh, you're super nerdy." I'm like, "This is baseline nerdy, dog. This isn't that nerdy. This is a trap play. I was a guard. Of course, I love a trap play,
bro. I was a safety."
But you knew what a trap was.
I can see a trap coming a mile away.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he taking this dump step?
Yep.
What does he do? He's taking not dump bucket. Why is he taking this bucket step on a play that looks like it's supposed to be some sort of an ISO?
Some sort of inside hitter.
Yeah, it's supposed to be an inside hitter. Why is he taking this bucket step? And now all of a sudden, everyone's like, I don't know what.
For the record. You lost everyone listening who didn't play football when you said bucket step. For the record, I want you to know that right now because that's how high the barrier for entry on football is. We can't talk about a step. People are like, well, what do you mean?
Right. It's the same as but on your side to flip it over.
Yeah.
When you see a linebacker take a false step,
Felder, I tried to explain.
You're like, gaps. Oh, we got him.
Explain A gaps and B gaps versus 4-eye, 4s and 5s to someone. They're like, well, why do you call them both things? I'm like, because never mind. I don't want to have the conversation anymore.
But like, hang on. Here's the thing, because I have it right here. Oh, I don't want to make a mess.
Man, it keeps that whiteboard on it.
I stay with the whiteboard. But like, here's the thing. I'm just going to do the 4. And what do you want to do? You want a 5?
Yeah, just show me a 5 technique.
A
5, a 3, a shade, and a backside 4-eye.
Then backside 4-eye. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll just write it as 4. So I wrote all the numbers down. Right? We have them.
Yep. Got them.
He's here. He's here. He's here. He's here. Why? Because we have a Sam out here, right?
We've also got 40 years of football knowledge.
And we have this guy here.
80 years between us.
And then we have this guy. He's our runner, side to side, right?
Yep.
I don't understand how that's not how people think about football.
Because for most people, 99% of people, and I had to realize this myself.
Because he's here. If he's here, now we have this guy, our Will, running side to side.
Yep.
He's going. That's why he makes that many tackles. Because if everybody else does their job, he cleans up your mess.
It's a really high barrier to entry to talk about football, which is why I get to say things like Tyrese Halliburton's a motherfucking killer. And I don't think that much about it because at the end of that game, when he hit the Reggie choke and that ball went off the back of that rim, I was like, I can't believe it was a 2.
It was a 2.
It was, but man, I'd have given him 3 just for the.
I thought he killed him.
Choke. If he choked him out, that's a 3. You get extra point for the choke out. I didn't make the rules.
I thought he killed him. He didn't, but it was close. It was amazing. It was a great shot. And that's the thing.
Anything cleaner or pure in our lives these days than legitimate sports tape? Because I found myself during the Knicks Celtics series realizing that I hated the Celtics more and I was cheering for the Knicks. As soon as that shit was over, I was like, Pacers in 6, let's go, baby. Indy Town, baby, let's go.
I don't hate any of them, but I also am not.
I also lived in New York for 4 years. I hate the Knicks and I hate their fans.
I don't hate the Bulls. I lived in Chicago for 4 years.
They were never good while you were there.
But it's not that well. The fans thought they were. So it's just I don't have there's no animosity in me.
Okay, what if it was NC State?
No animosity.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I don't hate NC State. I think that they are I think they are underachieving. I think that they are a team that could and should probably be better, but I don't think that but here's the reality. I don't think that there's a team in the state of North Carolina that's going to be that good.
Oh, in college football? No.
Yeah.
No.
I think basketball, I don't care enough about college basketball to care.
No one does.
And so when people are like, and UNC isn't even going to go to the Final Four, and I'm like, I don't care. I'm 40. I've already been to the Final Four. I've already seen this team win a championship. They won a championship when I was in school. Like, I don't care.
They can get much better than that.
Like, what do you want me to, like, I'm not going to
See, this is a good perspective because a lot of my sports hate has been exercised. Georgia won back-to-back national titles. I don't really
know. You're
what
good.
You do to me. But I love watching Florida lose. I love watching the Knicks lose.
I don't relish any I don't relish any like fun from seeing these guys lose. I don't.
I don't get it from watching them lose. I get it from the effect their loss will have on the people I know.
But that's, to me, so here's the thing. To me, that's a problem.
Okay.
Because then they start to act up.
Yeah.
And I don't want that.
They're going to act up if they won anyway. I might as well have them act up as they sad. Be sad and act up.
I can't. I don't have the energy for it. I don't have the...
If I lived there, it'd be different. From a distance, burn down.
I'm not from a distance. I'm from here. Are you kidding me? My neighbor, they both went to Clemson. 1, 2, 3 houses up, they went to Clemson. I don't have the juice for this. If they want to get upset, I don't have the energy or the juice.
That's fair.
No, I don't have it. I'm not doing it, and it won't. Like, I don't care who wins. And then the other part is my job, and I don't have the juice or the energy. I'm like, I don't care who wins. I'm looking at other stuff.
Let me allow me to personalize it. Tyrese Halliburton got made fun of, or his daddy did, because he got in Giannis's face at the end of that series. He shouldn't have
done that.
Shouldn't have done it. You and I are both fathers.
Mm-hmm.
At what point is it like your daughter's an athlete?
Yeah.
My son has the trap, but I don't know, maybe whatever he is. Whatever our children compete in, we're going to be those dads at a certain point. Like, we're going to be the overly proud fathers, I believe, in both of us.
So
because we're competitive ass dudes.
So
at what point do you stop? Because if my son makes the league, I can't be Tyrese Halliburton's daddy on the court.
So 2 things. One of the biggest lessons that 3 things actually. One of the biggest things that I learned was watching ESPN when they used to call it the Deuce, right?
Yes.
Watching Howie Long watch his kid from inside the tunnel. Because he did not want to be on camera. And they had to find camera angles to make him on the camera because he didn't want this story to be about him. That's 1. 2, I volunteer constantly.
There you go.
And it gives me something to interact with all of the kids. My daughter's a swimmer. So it gives me something to interact with all of the kids. Millie Grace, Imma Gray, it gives me a chance to interact with all these kids. Colin, and then the other Colin, and then the Colin with 1 L. I get to interact. I'm around them, so they see me, and they're like, I do think it's positive for them. So it's not just me focused on my kid.
Right.
And then the third one is her head, and it's swim, right? Her head's underwater the whole time. It's a difference.
Yeah. That's true.
What's the difference? So that's how I try to separate myself from that. And you and I have talked about this, but I tell her, I say, hey, listen, follow directions, try your best, swim fast, and make sure you pull water. That's it. That's all I do. So like, that's how this is her story, not mine. I don't want to be.
It's very mature of you. I think that's cool. You told a great story on your podcast. Y'all should go check out sFelder about him getting notes on his gameplay from his blind grandfather.
Yeah, I don't want to be Coach Prime. I don't want to be
Okay.
Coach Prime. I don't want to. I want to be Howie Long. I want to be someone where they like. I like the idea, and I like the what's happening now, where they don't even know I played college football.
Right.
I like being removed. Oh, your dad's just a super volunteer. I like that part of it, and I want to keep it that way.
That's dope. See, I think and again, this is all like future casting for me, but like I watch how my dad did it, and my dad played college football. He's in the Hall of Fame at Clark Atlanta.
Oh shit! Look at that deer! God damn! The deer just ran across my yard.
My dad played a cup of coffee in the league with the Bears.
Right.
And so when I started playing football, he never coached.
Mm-hmm.
He never volunteered. He wanted me to have, like you said, have my experience.
Yes.
But if I ever asked him a question, he was there for me.
Bingo.
He was there as a resource.
Same.
When I got to if you talk to anyone who played high school football with me or against me, you would hear the roar of the crowd, and over the crowd, you'd hear my father. He would stand at the top of any arena we were in. He put up the big Area 66 signs. My number was 66.
Yeah.
They're in his basement right now. And he would cheer from up there. And I could hear his voice out of a crowd because my father was like me. He's got a loud, caring, booming voice. When it came to wrestling, oh, I hate you and them cowbells. Oh, I hate them so much.
But this was my mom.
Well, I love your mama. I'm just saying.
This is my
teams were cowbell teams. I hated y'all.
Yeah.
When I got to wrestling, so I think kind of the way you're approaching swimming.
Yeah.
So my father's approach to wrestling was like he had no point of reference. He was learning every match he went to about wrestling. So he's talking to other parents, but he was always supportive. He was always there for me, and he was never like he never tried to the stuff he would do in football. Where he's like, "Here's what I think you should do," or "Here's if you ask, here's what you should do."
Right.
He never did that in wrestling.
Yeah.
And so, like, if Matthew gets into basketball, I'm gonna be so great because I know to shut the fuck up and let the coaches coach. Yes. But if he gets into football, if that fight happens, he gets into football. I'm gonna do my best to be the same way my father was. Exist as a resource, but without stepping in. Because you're right, this is their story. We're supporting characters, and there's nothing better. Go ahead.
We watch Moana at least once a week, probably.
Great movie.
Yeah, I know. Good movie. Great movie. No notes. But I cry every time because then after we watch the movie on the night, like it's pizza night, we watch the movie and then we go to school the next day and it's you're welcome, and the soundtrack.
Yeah.
And when she says, why can't I be the perfect daughter? I'm like, I don't want you to ever feel like that.
Yeah.
And that's what matters to me as a parent, is I didn't ever want her to feel like she's not enough. And I get into, and I'll be honest with you, man, like, let's get real. Like, my parents are both like, how come she doesn't make her own bed? And I'm like, we don't have the time for this in the morning. I can't. This isn't an argument I'm willing to have.
Right.
And it's like, and I'm sure you grew up the same way. Where like, your parents are willing to have the argument with you.
Oh, yes.
I'm like, I'm not. This is not a discussion I want to have. They're like, well, she doesn't make her own lunch, and I'm like, no, she doesn't. I make her lunch at night, and then after that, I put the lunch in her book bag and put the book bag in the car. And my wife literally was, they were going to swim. And she was like, Savannah, where's your towel? And Savannah was like, oh, my bag's in the house. And she was like, yeah, because somebody always brings the book bag outside. And then you don't ever have to think about it. And I was like, hey, I'm trying to like minimize all this stuff. My mom, my wife, my dad, they're all like, yo, you should take this. And I'm like, it's fine. I don't mind. Like, what's the trouble to me? I carry a book bag out to my car in my underwear. Who cares? Yeah. So it just is it's very that. And I just think that there are other lessons that you get to learn. Like I know you play video games, right?
Mm-hmm.
She bought her own Switch. She did with her own money.
That's awesome.
She bought her own Switch, and she takes out the trash every single week. So, like, as a parent goes, and this goes back to the coaching part of it.
Yeah.
I'm way more focused on like applicable skills than things that are like mistakes. I've forgotten her book bag before. That's on me. I've forgotten to put her lunchbox in her book bag. That's on me. But she's never forgotten like specific things that matter for that day of school. And I think we're doing a good job of setting her up for that. But that also, you know, who that's on? Me.
It's parenting is the most important job we'll ever do.
And it's hard.
It's super hard. But I'll be honest, man, watching you do it and like talking to you about it and having these conversations, it makes it more approachable for me. And like, because you're going to be nervous, you're going to be like, what am I? Like the last couple of weeks, Matthew's been super clingy at drop off for daycare.
Right.
And it's it's nothing that's going wrong. It's just a little phase.
Right.
And it's been interesting to watch us to how Susan and I both navigated it, because we've never been paying this before. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. But I think it's also funny because
no, we don't know. We don't
no one knows.
We should that should be said more often. We don't know. We're trying, but parenting in 2025 is different than parenting in 1985. And it's different on a couple different levels. And I didn't mean to turn this to a parenting podcast, but it is different. It's different than parenting in 1965. 1965, they were like, get the fuck out.
1965, my job didn't exist.
Right.
Like I try to explain it to people. It's like, you understand, like, we want a kid to grow up and go, whatever he wants. I have no control over that. The job he does may not exist yet. I don't dream of my child hits the lottery, never has to work. Like that's the dream. Like I don't want my kid to have to engage in this capitalism machine that destroys people that I've watched destroy lives and generations. I don't want
grind you into the ground.
I'd prefer he didn't have to do that.
Grind you into the ground and just like, yeah, we are trying. Like it's the same as like that's literally a conversation that I had with my wife, where we're talking about our daughter and my parents. When my parents talk about like, well, she should be able to do this and this and this, and I'm like, I have a kid that does cereal. Okay, she doesn't eat cereal. She has a made breakfast every day. Is that privilege? Yes, absolutely, it's privilege. Where she gets to have, and it's not like a lot. She has a bagel with cream cheese instead of eating cereal. She doesn't eat Fruit Loops. Right. She doesn't eat cereal. She has a bagel with cream cheese. Awesome. Fantastic. She eats a bagel with celery. And is that me or is that you?
I don't know. But we're back.
But she eats like a bagel, like she has celery. But I never had celery when I went to school ever. You fucking joking?
We subsisted on Pop-Tarts and like Fruitopia. Like
yeah, bro. Like it's a different world. Like but again, what did we talk about on my show? The proliferation of information, where we know like this might be a little better for our kids. So my kid has, maybe she has some hard salami, but she also has some cheese. She has celery, and she eats a whole apple. She eats 2 whole apples every day.
Like I joked that like when Matthew was born, we started eating better because he started eating what we eat, and we started being more conscious of it. We're like, oh,
yeah. Well,
if we're gonna feed all 3 of us, then we should probably start prepping and doing meal planning better and da-da-da-da. But it really helped us like organize our lives because little man's got to eat too. And
he's
so
got to eat too. Like, and you got to get him on the plan of like, this is what you eat. It's gonna, whether it's like she'll have a pork chop stuffed with apple. So it's like it's not apple sauce. It's like actual like apple in there, grilled, goes in there, goes on the grill. Okay. She'll have that with some wild rice. Yeah. That's better, I think.
I pity her future partner.
I don't.
Because you go kill her, my daddy, that's one's gonna get used a lot.
She gonna show up with somebody. I don't care, man, woman, trans, it doesn't matter. I don't give a shit. She gonna show up with someone, and they're gonna be like, and I'm gonna bring them outside, and we gonna cook, and they're gonna look at me like, this how she grew up. This is what you made for her for lunch, and this is what she had for dinner. And I'm proud of that.
You should be.
I think that's the most, with the exception of the country music guy, I think this is the most indelible mark I can leave on anyone.
You know who clearly had good parents?
Me?
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Mm-hmm.
That man won the MVP. This Canadian young man who I didn't know did a PG year in Chattanooga. I didn't know that. He went to a Chattanooga finishing school or whatever. You see what he did when he got the MVP yesterday?
No, what did he do?
Took the whole team out and bought everybody a Rolex.
That's awesome.
No, he was so cool. Like, it was one of those little. It's the same reason I get excited when I talk about Anthony Edwards, because I watch how much he believes and pours into his teammates. And
it's good.
This is a Shea materialistic version of that, but like, you can see the way those guys respond to them on the court, that they know that their leaders, albeit how young they may be, have faith in them and have trust in them. Watching them pull away at the end of that game and watching Shea be like, hey, one more minute. Nigga, you up 30. Hey, everybody focus, lock in. One more minute. That's leadership. Like, that's the kind of shit. You're like, who's the face of the league? I'm like, if we get 10 dudes like that, if we get 10 Shays and Anthony Edwards and Tyrese Halliburton's and even Jalen Brunson, who may be a little taller than Jalen because that shit seems untenable. But like, look, Tyrese is 6'5". You want me to bet against Tyrese Halliburton this year? Y'all crazy.
All I'm going to say, because you brought it up multiple times with Jalen Brunson. Bro. He got to figure out something with his hair.
You saw that air ball at the end of the game?
I did see the air ball.
Them dead legs after all them fucking Tibbs minutes.
He was tired. I was talking to. That's the thing. So I've been watching the finals with my wife. Yeah. I've been watching the playoffs with my wife.
Yeah.
And she's like, "What are you talking about? They're tired." I was like, "They're putting their bodies on the body." And because last series, the Knicks put their bodies on the Celtics bodies.
Yep.
Now the Pacers are putting their bodies on the Knicks bodies. And I was like, this is a football thing. When you put your body on somebody else's body and you lean on them, they get tired. And they looked exhausted. Am I wrong about that?
Shout out to Marshawn Lynch, run through a motherfucker's face.
Yes. Right. And what else did he say? He said, you go over and over and over and over and over and over and over, and then go over and over and over again. Like, that's the Pacers. That's who they are, and it's hard.
Everyone's like football. You know what's really hard in a football game? When they keep running and you can't stop it.
Yeah.
When every time they line up, you know what's coming, and there's nothing you can do about it.
But it's not even long runs. It's just
I'm talking like 6, they picked up 4, 5.
Fuck. They got 6. If you pick up 6 yards on first down, the defense is looking around like, damn, dog. All right, we got to get a stop. And then you're like, they pick up 3, and you're like, fuck, this is fucking 3rd and 1. I hate this. I hate this. They already got 9 yards.
And that's how they broke him. They just kept running at him. And that last 2 minutes was wild. Like 14 points in that short amount of time, wild.
They made him run. They made him run. No, hang on. They made him run, and they leaned on him and made them run. That's conditioning. That is truly like understanding who you are as a basketball team. Like, that's a lot going into it, and I do think that we need to recognize and Tommy T gonna have to figure some stuff out, because you can't have Brunson out there doing that, because his body ain't built like that. He is built like a Fig Newton.
What would you do with his hairline if you were him? Would you just shave it?
Just be bald, man. It's fine.
Just be bald.
Just be bald.
Just take it down, brother, man. This is
grow a beard and be bald.
I don't think he can.
Then just be complete, look like Tayshaun Prince.
This in between shit's not going to cut it. I know that much. This will they, won't they? No, not an option.
This ain't When Harry Met Sally.
Woody Allen reference. If you had over under of 30 minutes, pay out the man right now.
That's a Billy Crystal reference, just for the record, is what that's how I see it.
Shea did go off on the Timberwolves. I still have faith in the Timberwolves. I still have faith in Anthony Edwards, but that was a lot more lopsided than I wanted it to be. I'm not gonna lie to you. Game two is tonight, I believe. Look, that was bad. It was bad. I think Ant only got up 18 shots. The ball's got to go up to go in. That's one of the rules of basketball. It has to go up to go in. Otherwise, we're not talking about nothing. Let's do a quick NFL stop. Jim Irsay died. 65, which is wild young. Wild young.
Yeah.
Take care of yourselves. Go to your doctors.
Before I'm 65.
Do not get pulled over with a bunch of money and pills in your car because you can't survive it like Jim did. What'd you just say?
I said I'll probably die before I'm 65.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Writing's on the wall.
You got good habits, man. You do all the walking and running. You a good regiment. People like us who believe in regiments and shit. I don't believe. No, I think.
Hang on. What is that? 65. I'm 40, so that's 15 years. 15.
That's 25 years, you mathematician.
What?
15 years is 25 years till 65.
25 plus
40.
40. That's 65 minus my daughter's 7. So it'll be 58. I don't know how that works. It's fine.
In 25 years, your daughter will be 32.
Yeah, that's fine. I can die.
Anyone who's just doing the audio version of this podcast, this motherfucker had a calculator out and everything and still got the numbers wrong. I want y'all to know that. I just want to say that out loud.
I should have just done. Here's the thing.
It is 2025
minus 7.
25.
Yeah. Hang on. Oh, I did it wrong.
Whatever.
I did the wrong.
Don't blame the calculator now. Hold on.
In 25 years, I will be 65.
Yes.
That is correct. 7 plus 25 is 32.
Yes.
That's all I needed to do. Damn.
I don't know how the fuck we got to 58, but I'm really glad we did. Do you have any? Everything I ever say is a joke.
Wow,
So I can't tell right now.
That's bad.
I'm trying to move on to help you out here.
No, I don't care. Leave it in. What's the difference? She can take all these shoes with her.
What? I'm trying to see if they've listed a cause of death yet.
For Jim Irsay?
Yeah.
Oh,
he had the overdose a couple of years ago, or suspected overdose a couple of years ago. Nothing crazy. I mean, I'm sure it'll come out eventually. There'll be a lot of stuff around it, but if y'all don't know Jim Irsay was a wild boy. Go look up Jim Irsay's quotes. He was one of the owners who truly did not give a fuck. Aside from the arrest with all the pills and the DWI and shit, he was the one who would fire off in the media at Jerry, at Bob Kraft, all those owners that know. He's the one who talks about that. He seemed like a decent guy. I'm sorry for his loss. Sorry for his passing. Sorry for his family. But 65 is too young to get out of here, Felder. Damn it. So they're keeping the tush push.
I hate this.
You hate that they're on timeout. Which one do you hate?
That they're keeping. They're letting it stay in the league.
Why?
This is garbage.
Get good.
At what?
At stopping it. Or at doing it.
How?
Get in the lab, baby.
No. I want to. What do you have? You have a.
I'm a lineman. What do you want me to say?
You also play defensive line.
Over this?
You also play defensive line, correct?
That's true.
How would you stop it?
Don't let him get third and short.
We already talked about this with the run game thing. How would you stop it? I'm being serious. Like,
okay, but like,
how would you? No, draw it up for me.
Let's go back on things that people said. How would you stop it? Michael Vick running. How would you stop it? Someone figured it out. The Wildcat. How would you stop it? Someone figured it out.
That's not the same thing.
This will evolve. Someone will figure out how to stop it.
Like, I've thought about this a lot.
Double zeros over the nose.
Sure. And then what? They fake it and then just pitch
and that's
wide.
The evolution of the play. The play is going to evolve.
They fake it, pitch wide, and then all of a sudden you don't have anything in. You can't do anything.
Now we're adjusting defensive formations, keeping someone on the edges, not letting the opposite perimeter. Like, there's going to be adjustments. Like, that's why I didn't.
I understand the concept of like submarining everybody, right?
Right.
But the problem is they're laying on bodies, so you could just carry them into the end zone. What you're talking about is double noses, okay. But if you pinch the whole thing and your linebackers are supposed to fast flow wide, and this is the part that we started the show where football is very complex. If you have a bare front, you pinch, your two linebackers flow wide, there's nothing you can do. I think bare front and you hard pinch, right? And submarine.
Yeah.
You could stop the tush push. You could if that's what you did.
Yes.
And then he gets in, right? He gets here. And now you have Saquon Barkley 4 yards over here. Bang. Give it to him.
I hear what you're saying, but is that not the evolution of football as a whole? We created a thing. It can't be stopped. You figure out how to stop it. They figure out how to adjust the stoppage. Like, that's how football has evolved over the last 100 years. So, like,
there's no stopping what can't be stopped.
Push is I felt like they were trying to stymie the growth of the game. Like, yes, you have to like the play. You don't think it's fair. Why not?
I agree with what you're saying. I agree with that.
My only point was that, like, this is the league of innovation. This is the test kitchen. This is the game that's changed the most in the last 100 years of any of our major sports.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Off last year.
You are right. I just think that I hate this play, but I've hated this play and this type of play for so long that it's hard for me to separate.
So that was one of the things that came out of the owners' meetings was like Jerry Jones was like, do I hate it because it's a dangerous football player, or do I hate it because the Eagles are good at it? And he's like, I don't know which one is affecting me more, but the studies have shown there's no inherent increased risk in this play.
I agree with that.
Once they established that, I was like, well, let's do it.
But how fast do they eliminate Cam Chancellor in leaping?
Yeah.
So I'm saying?
I do.
They eliminated that very quick, didn't they? Who did that play benefit?
You're not wrong.
Defense. And it just... How quickly did they try to eliminate? Like, because they're still working on eliminating, like, Palomalu, LeVar Arrington, those guys that came over the cross.
Yeah.
That's a thing that they're like, you can't do it. And you're like, what do you mean we can't do this? Which, to me, that's the answer. The answer is a line. Can you imagine if a linebacker jumps over the line and smokes a quarterback during a tush push?
I guarantee
he's gonna have to pay so much money back to them.
Well, at that point, aren't you also a runner? Like, as we're tush pushing you, aren't you a runner?
They don't treat you like that.
Tell that to Bills fans. They get very upset when they touch that quarterback.
Yeah. Tell it. I mean, like, it depends. If it's Josh Allen, if it's Lamar Jackson, sure. But if it's Patrick Mahomes, they're like, no, hey. Don't touch
But maybe that's what it will take for this to be changed. Because, like, you could hit quarterbacks below the knee until Vontaze Burfict took out Tom Brady.
Right. It's like, yeah, what are we doing? It's
I don't
very
know. I'm
it's
pro
very
Tush Push.
clear. No, it's very clear what we're doing. I think it's clear. You hit Kirk Cousins like that, you're gonna be in trouble. You hit Michael Penix like that.
Part of the game, baby. Let's talk about the shirt you're wearing right now. We're in year 19 of, or excuse me, year 29 of the WNBA. Felder, can we bring back the Sting, please?
The what?
The Sting.
Oh, the Sting. Sure. Yeah. Oh, Dawn Staley. Let's go.
But I'll say this: 2 nights ago, the Dream beat the Fever.
I turned
on a different WNBA game, and they had highlights on. It was just Fever highlights.
Can I just say this?
Go ahead.
Before we start, because I want to talk about the Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark situation. I watched, and I still watch the WNBA, but I watched the first season of the WNBA, and shout out to the Sting. I didn't hear what you said. I realized what you said. I thought you said the Thing, and I was like, the Thing?
Nah,
the Kurt Russell movie? But I watched the WNBA with my RIP with my grandma, and we watched the WNBA this inaugural summer, and I was like, as soon as I saw this shirt, I had to get it because she is, without a doubt, one of my favorite people that ever existed on planet Earth.
What's up?
She loves sports so much. My wife, hang on. Kristen, come here. Watch this. This is my wife. You don't have to go on camera. What did my grandmother watch constantly?
Sports. UNC basketball.
UNC basketball. WNBA?
Yes.
She just watched sports all day.
All day.
Yeah.
Anything that was on.
All right.
And your blind grandfather, who somehow also knew what was going on in the game.
There we go. So, no, there's obviously the Fever are the biggest story, right? Yeah. But I do think that there has to be a more nuanced discussion, right? And I also think that Caitlin Clark's doing a pretty good job of it.
Look, this is a little girl, like a woman who, for the first time in her life, is being outside of her Iowa bubble. And so she's seeing a lot of the world through different eyes and with different teammates she's ever had before. And I think, honestly, like you said, she's handled it quite well. The sensationalism is going to be what it is. I get it. I just need to know that when my dream going to Indiana and pick up that dub on Tuesday night, winning by 1, that the highlights are going to be dream highlights. They're going to see Brittany Griner. I'm going to see Ryan Howard. For the record, oh, by the way, Brittany Griner, cold as fuck. Glad she's a dream. Glad she's a dream.
She is cold. Griner is
Brianna
cold.
Jones had 19 and 13 against it. Like, the Fever, the thing about the Fever is interesting is that, yes, you've got Caitlin Clark, who is this transcendent talent. They have such little size inside, aside from the League of Boston. And this is such a physical league that we're going to see how teams, like the way Atlanta won was they thugged them. They out-physicaled them for the point of attack the whole game.
Yeah.
And they're playing in the night.
About it with the fucking Pacers and Knicks. It's the same thing.
We're going to see what happens tonight. I'm recording on Thursday tonight. The Dreamer facing the Indiana Fever here in Atlanta at State Farm Arena. And we're going to see how it turns out. 1-point game on Tuesday. We'll see how it turns out. I'll be watching. I believe the game is on Amazon. Hope you guys checked it out. But yeah, I too had a grandmother that loved sports. You know, my grandmother's from Natchez, Mississippi. You know who her favorite football player of all time was?
Favorite football player of all time? Jerry Rice?
Close. Alcorn State's own Steve McNair.
Steve McNair. Okay. I see. I knew I was
right on it. You know, to be HBCU in Mississippi.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
You know who loves sports, man. That's so cool.
You know who my grandma's favorite basketball player was?
Who?
Fuck, I forgot.
Do you? My mom, to this day, still thinks she discovered Steph Curry, because we were sitting together watching the
she
tournament that year.
Discovered Steph Curry?
No, we were sitting there watching. I was at their house for something. We were watching a little tournament. She goes, "Who's that light-skinned boy? He can shoot." And anytime he shows up, she goes, "I found him." I'm like, "You didn't, Mama."
I'm sorry. That's rude for me. Phil Ford.
Who?
Phil Ford. Phil Ford came to our church.
Really?
Yeah, Phil Ford came to our church. I've got a Phil Ford autograph at my mom's house.
That's
Phil Ford. That was my grandma's favorite. And then and you know who else she loved? Tim Duncan.
How could you? Tim Duncan's a lovable guy.
She loved Tim Duncan.
The big fundamental.
Yeah, she loved Tim Duncan. And you know who she hated?
Who?
LeBron.
It's all the time we have. This is a LeBron positive podcast. I want to hear this.
I'm not saying
bad with your
listen,
grandma, though. I'll tell you that.
hey, she's dead. It doesn't matter.
Felder, tell everyone where they can find you. That's the last thing what you say. So where I can find your podcast and your
I don't
thoughts on
agree with
all
her.
these things.
I think LeBron's awesome. He and I are the same age.
Just outro me, man.
I love my grandma. She's the best. I just don't agree with that. She didn't like LeBron, but she did not like LeBron.
Oh my goodness.
My grandpa, when my grandpa passed away, and my grandpa had a big ass Kobe jersey that my dad got for him. And I was like, he's never gonna wear that. And they're like, it doesn't matter. He likes Kobe. He's a Lakers fan. So no, I love my grandparents, just for the record. You don't have to always agree with everything that everyone thinks, but I do agree with her that Tim Duncan, well, I don't agree with her because I think that Tim Duncan is the second best power forward in the NBA. I think that Dirk Nowitzki is the best. That's on me. My grandma thought Tim Duncan was the best power forward in the NBA history. And that's fine. I think that's an okay, like, what are we going to do? Split hairs? Right. I didn't say Karl Malone, who's a terrible human.
Terrible person.
Bad guy. Oh, you're my son? No.
Who cares?
It's Felder.substack.com. We've also got koozies. I got more koozies. So we got koozies at the Hit D Pod shop on Etsy. So check that out. And by the way, they're the greatest koozies you'll ever find. Like, you can't beat them. We're going to get another order in soon. And I'll tell you what, right now, my kid is literally going to swim right now. You know what I'm about to do?
What's that?
About to peel some shrimp, make some pasta, and make some creamy shrimp pasta.
Creamy shrimp pasta with a side of Dirty Bird 101.
Yeah, boy.
That was your show. This is brought to you by the MTR Network. Follow us across all your socials. Like, listen, share, watch, subscribe, do all the things. Get this sports goodness in front of people who would appreciate it.
Tell your friends.
As always, DanielPowerMortgages.com. Check out the other podcasts, Life, Love, and Real Estate. Episode 8 is out right now. That was your show. We'll be back on Tuesday with another episode of UD Pod. See you guys next week.